Corey, we're going to do an interview with you. Today's date is April 2nd, 1999. It's 2:25 p.m. I need you to sit
Corey,
right there.
go ahead. Sit with your ass there.
Let me get out of here, guys.
What I want to talk to you about is about purchases you made from Gyronne Buckley while you were under our supervision. Do you remember on, let me start, and present is Investigator Card and Investigator Ray during this interview and the witness Corey Livsey. Do you remember on January 12th of 1999 this year, meeting with myself and Investigator Bethel, Philadelphia Police Department, and Investigator Card to talk to you about making a controlled purchase of crack cocaine from Gyronne Buckley?
I don't know.
Were you searched during that time to make sure you didn't have any drugs?
Yes, I was.
Or money or any weapons on you at that time? On that day, do you remember going to Pink Street?
Yes, I do.
Who lives on Pink Street?
Gyronne Buckley.
What kind of house does he live in?
It's a white house with a fence around it.
Okay. Is there any other buildings attached to it?
It's a blue. No, it's not a building attached to it. It's a house right next door.
I know. Is there another section of the house?
It's
like
a garage. A garage.
At approximately 5:35 p.m., did you go to Gyronne Buckley's house?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did Officer Card give you money to make the purchase?
Yes, he did.
You remember how much money she gave you?
$40.
Did you go to the house that you described?
Yes, I did.
Did you see Gyronne Buckley there?
Yes, I did.
You tell me the conversation between you and Gyronne Buckley.
Conversation was he asked me what I'm looking for, what's on my mind.
He asked you what was on your mind.
What's on my mind.
And what did you tell him?
I told him two of them.
You needed two of them?
I want to do two of them. Two rocks.
Okay. Do you think he knew what you meant by that?
Yes, he did, because when he said what's on my mind, he knew the reason we come over there for anyway.
Did you see where he went and got the drugs from?
No, I did not. He closed the door. He closed the door. No, yeah, he closed the door. I was door right there. That's when he handed me two rocks.
Whereabouts did he give you the two rocks? Were you outside the house?
I was outside the house. He was standing. I stepped in.
You stepped inside?
I stepped in the house. First day I stepped in the house.
Did you hand him the $40 first?
No.
He came back and handed you?
Yes.
What did he hand you?
No.
What did he hand you?
Two 20s.
Two $20 rocks?
Yes.
Did it appear to be crack cocaine?
Yes, it was.
You handed him what then?
I handed him $40.
Did he have anything else to say to you while you were there on this occasion?
That morning he didn't know.
Okay. You saying that morning, you mean that afternoon?
Oh, the afternoon, yes.
Okay. We're going to go to the second time that you went up there.
Sorry. Not in here. Okay, do you remember on January the 13th of going to Gyronne Buckley's house?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember meeting Investigator Card and Detective Roy Bethel at the police department in North Philadelphia? And what was the purpose of that meeting?
Purchase a controlled substance.
From who?
Gyronne Buckley.
Were you searched during that time?
Yes, I was searched.
Were there any money or drugs or weapons found on you?
No, it wasn't.
What amount of purchase was you supposed to make?
$40 worth.
Do you remember what time it was that you...
It was early. It was about 10. It was a little bit at 10 o'clock.
A little after 10 o'clock?
Yes.
And that was on the 13th of January of this year, 99.
I remember that Pacific morning.
Okay. When you went to Gyronne Buckley's house, who lives on Peak Street, was he there at that time?
Yes, he was there. He was there that morning. And matter of fact, I woke him up.
What did he say to you?
He told me that it was too early to come back.
Did he tell you how long to come back?
He said about 30 minutes.
Okay. Did you give him any money then?
No, I did not give him the money.
Were you later met on the street down from Gyronne's house?
Yes, I was.
Do you remember who met you there?
I forgot the young man's name. I forgot his name.
Have you ever seen him before?
No, it was the first time.
First time you've ever seen him?
Yes.
Was he at the residence before you left?
Yes, I was there first, then he pulled up after I was there.
Do you remember what he was driving?
It's a work truck.
Remember what color it was?
Red.
After you left, this same individual meets you down the street from
he met me around the corner, right around the corner of Peak Street.
And what did he have to say?
Told my Gyronne told me to give this to you.
Told you to give this to you. What did he give you?
2 rocks.
2 rocks. Did you give him the money?
Yes, I did.
What did you do with the drugs after he was given to you?
After he was given to me, Officer Beth was right. Officer Beth was right behind me. He saw the purchase. After I walked down a little further down the street, that's when Officer Beth picked me up and I handed it to him to control substance.
On the first case, did you give the drugs that you bought to anyone else?
I gave the first drug to the officer. Yes.
You remember giving the drugs to me on the first case?
Yes, I did.
Did you have an occasion to go back to Gyronne Buckley's residence that afternoon? Or later in the day, the same day?
Did I go back?
Yes.
No, yeah.
You didn't go back on the 13th to Gyronne Buckley's house?
I went back on 13th for yes for y'all, yes.
Okay. But you went there in the morning?
In the morning.
And then later that day you went back?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Then I go in the afternoon, yes.
You're sure that the guy that you met on the road in the red truck told you he got the stuff from Gyronne?
Yes, he did. He told me Gyronne was going to get it to you. After he handed it to me, he went right back around the corner towards Peak Street.
Do you remember what time in the afternoon you went back on the 13th?
It was a little bit after 1, I believe. It was after 1 o'clock.
Are you sure about the time?
I'm not sure about the time, no.
Could have been later in the afternoon.
Yes, I know it was. I went twice that day.
Okay.
I think it was at the time was when it was after when school kids got out of school.
So it should have been somewhere after 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, right?
And you went back to Gyronne Buckley's residence on Peak Street?
Yes, I did.
Before you went back out there, did any of the investigators search you for any drugs?
Yes, they did.
Any money or weapons?
They searched me. They didn't find anything.
Were you given money then?
After they searched me, yes, they did give me $40.
When you met Gyronne at his residence on there over on Peak Street,
What was the conversation between you two?
He told me, that's the second time he told me he might not find out that I'm messing with the white guys, or he gonna send me home in the box. He said, matter of fact, they ain't gonna find your body. I remember the exact thing.
Did you see where he went and picked up drugs
He
from?
went in his pocket.
Had them in his pocket
Yes.
at that time?
Yeah, in his pocket, inside a medicine bottle.
Inside a medicine bottle. You remember what color the medicine
White.
bottle? White. Did you see how many rocks was in
No, I
the
did
medicine
not.
bottle? How many rocks did he give you?
He gave me 2. He told me when I come back, he gonna hook me up.
Did you hand him the money then?
I had the money after he handed me the rocks.
You handed him the money after he
Yes,
gave
I
you
did.
the rocks. And who did you give the rocks to?
If I want to call, I get the Officer Linda.
During all 3 of the times that you went to Gyronne Buckley's residence, were you wearing any kind of recording device?
Yes, I was.
So any conversation had been recorded between you and Gyronne Buckley,
Should be
right?
on tape.
How long did you stay at the residence?
The second time I stayed for a minute because I was talking to his son and his nephews. Cause he was doing something inside his mother's house. So I stayed like I was up there at least 15 to 20 minutes.
How long?
At least about 15, 20 minutes before he gave me anything.
How long have you known Gyronne Buckley?
I just met Gyronne when I got up here in October.
How long has that been?
Since last October.
Last October?
Yes.
How many times have you purchased crack cocaine from Gyronne Buckley?
At the most 10 times.
How much would you buy from him at one time?
20s.
20s.
How did you first meet him?
When I first came to town, he came over to his nephew's house over in a hotel, and I was sitting there, and at the apartments. And I was sitting there in
Which apartments?
the old Arkansas Hotel. And I was sitting there, and that's when he came in, and he was coming to see his nephew, but his nephew wasn't there. And I was introduced to him.
Do you remember who introduced you to him?
His nephew, wife.
His nephew's wife?
Yes. His nephew girlfriend, it's not a wife, it's girlfriend.
Do you remember her name?
Teresa Akins.
Akins? And what's his nephew's name?
Jeff R.J.
On the purchase on the evening of the 13th, you said you give the drugs to who?
Also, Linda. That's the second time we went. That second time that day.
The second time that day, yes.
I got off the Bedford. It was off the Bedford or Linda Winter. I don't care. I get off.
Do you remember me being there?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Second time, right? Because that second time I told you that let me ride my bike. Let me ride my bike there. Yes. I remember that day now.
So the statement you made about giving the drugs on this occasion to Linda Card wasn't correct.
No, it wasn't.
That you actually gave drugs to me.
Yes, it was. I remember that day too. That's the day I rode my bike.
Do you remember going back to Gyronne Buckley's house one more time after that?
That day?
No, sir. Next day.
Oh, the next day, yes. That was the last day. That day, I didn't purchase. I didn't get purchased nothing because his nephew come down the street and say, the police was on the hill.
His nephew came down the street?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of his nephew?
It's Kenny. Kenneth. I don't know his last name.
Had he give you any drugs or
Yeah,
anything?
yes, he gave me the drugs, and I was from Greater to leave on my bike. That's when his nephew pulled up and said, man, the police all down the street. And he told Gyronne, told me to come back here with his drugs and gave me the money back.
Did he say anything else to you at that time?
The time before the nephew got, he searched me trying to see was I wearing a wire.
Did he find the wire?
No. He didn't find a wire, but he was as I was getting on my bike to leave, he was telling me, come here. He said, hold on, I see something. And that's when the nephew pulled up and said the police is down the street, and so they threw him off.
Have you had any contact with Gyronne Buckley since that day?
No. And not contact with him specifically, but his family, yes.
Has any of his family threatened you?
Yes, they have.
What have they told you?
Told me. I had rumors, well, I went back on to Chicago. Had rumors, my friends telling me that his nephew was telling him that Gyronne got a contract on me.
They say how much money?
No, they did not.
And you're willing to testify in court against Gyronne Buckley on these charges?
Yes, I am.
Do you have anything on that?
No, you pretty well answered. You had not met Gyronne in Chicago?
No.
How did